Hi, can you hear me?
Hello. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
The host has muted my microphone earlier.
Pioneers in Japan, with more than 150 German publications and active involvement in international platforms such as the Southeast Asian Regional Center of Learning, Study and Research in Agriculture, CRCA, Global Forum for Rural Advisory Services, and many more. She continued to play a vital role in shaping policy, research, and rural development both in Malaysia and Indonesia. So, we're going to start with how are you doing? So maybe one of our audience with the live and also in the floor. Okay, hello everyone.
Hello. Everybody. Assalamualaikum.
Hello,
Hello.
can they hear us?
Yeah. Sure.
But we cannot hear them, right?
Yeah. They have so many room, I think. Oh, it's
She
yep.
is a dedicated researcher and lecturer specialized in sustainability and large-scale landscape design. Her work reaches the gap between agriculture and infrastructure, helping to create resilience and sustainable farming environments. We have dedicated interdisciplinary plans that address addressing challenges with innovative and nature-based approach to agricultural development. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you doing? Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, next, we welcome from Thailand. We are honored to introduce Dr. Pintar, lecturer at the Department of Plant Science at University. Dr. reached a unique blend of academic and also industrial experience. She began her journey as
I cannot hear them clearly.
where she made international seatbelts and also coordinated global supplier who were under perspective in agriculture, logistics, and research, like her contribution is valuable. So, Dr. Can you say hi to our audience?
Hi, sorry, I cannot hear you clearly.
Yeah.
Good
It's not
morning.
really clear, huh?
Yeah, it's not really
Morning.
clear.
Thank you so much, Dr. Next, last but not least, for Dr. Professor Mahmoud, who will discuss with Rawajaya, Professor is a well-respected scholar and agricultural policy advisor within community agrarian reform, good governance, and rural sustainability. He has played a key role in aligning grassroots farming practices with national policy in Indonesia, advocating for inclusive and also sustainable agriculture system that supports smallholder farmers and long-term food security. Assalamualaikum, how are you in Indonesia?
Halo, Assalamualaikum. Morning.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so we have a very excellent strategies for today. So without further ado, let's start with our forum for today. Okay, so in this digital age, the integration of technology in our culture is reshaping the way we cultivate, monitor, and also manage crops, with challenges like labor shortage, climate unpredictability, and also increased demand for food. Smart agriculture is seen as a vital solution. So this is a question for the panelists. So how our panelists define smart agriculture and why it's critical this current era of climate change and population growth. So maybe members of this one, and other panelists that want to answer the question maybe. Okay, thank you very much for the question. Actually, before you go to what is the smart farming, so you need to know about the role of agriculture. Okay, what is the role of agriculture? One is to provide food to us, and then employment, and also to develop rural, and then to enhance the technology too, and many things are relating to the role of agriculture. So before we talk about the smart farming, the roles, then for sure in agriculture sector, they are facing many problems. Okay, so facing many problems such as climate change impact, world population increase, and then natural disaster, okay, and then technology adoption, many things. So, to increase food security and increase the production of agriculture to make sure all of us can eat, isn't it, every day. So we need to modernize the agriculture. Then modernization in agriculture. So now in current time, or now they are the age of the digital farming. Okay, so all things we can combine and we call smart agriculture. Because to increase the productivity, we need to have technology is a smart agriculture. So what do we mean by smart? Smart farming can be defined as the application of supplementary technologies. What's the aim? Is to minimize waste, increase production, many things. So they can use the technology at every stage of production. For example, we want to produce a seed, we use the agriculture technology. And we want to growing, to planting, we use technology until we process it, process the food, process the agriculture product. Become a food, we use the smart technology. So every stage of production, we use the technology. So the smart technology is always on there. That's my understanding. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Maybe from other colleagues, is there maybe another insight about the integration of technology in agriculture in smart technology that we done? Maybe for example, or the community or the community itself want to maybe share a bit about this issue or the defines smart agriculture.
Thank you. I can definition for the smart agriculture. So basically, when we refer to the smart agriculture, it's always related to the advanced technology. Okay, related to the such as now we have robotic, AI, artificial intelligence, okay, and also the sensors, okay. So all these kind of technology essentially can be used to improve the agriculture. So we want to shift from the traditional practices to the modern farming, like Prof just mentioned just now, by using the help of this smart agriculture. So for example, I can give the very common technology that used nowadays is a drone, right? So I think a lot of farmers, especially in Malaysia, even I think in Indonesia and Thailand also, they actually widely use drone in agriculture. So it's quite easy to operate. And nowadays, I think a lot of farmers really like to use this type of technology just to improve their monitoring and at the same time help their operations such as for the spraying board.
Okay, thank you so much, Doctor. So based on my understanding is that we need, from our perspective, we need to define what our agriculture first before we go further with smart agriculture. And also from Dr. perspective, for improvements for traditional methods to the modernized methods of agriculture. So thank you so much for that. So maybe we can proceed to the next question related. What with the technology advancing, the need for environmentally responsible farming is more urgent than ever. The sustainability of agriculture must go hand in hand with innovation. This discussion will be directed to Prof. Mampu in Indonesia. So how can we ensure that the integration of smart technologies, sustainable farming, and also environmental conservation? Maybe Prof. Mampu from Indonesia can answer the question.
I'm not really clear about your answer, but
Sorry, Prof. Can you hear? I didn't really please read the. Can you hear my question, Prof? In Indonesia?
me, I have a short presentation. Maybe you can open the presentations. Here, I'm not really want to say the sustainability, only the sustainability itself, but sustainability. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you
The sound is not really clear here.
I need to repeat my question, Prof. We have some technical issue here. So, repeat from. Maybe we can start with maybe for next question is we'll start with a question for. Okay, Paul. So do you have can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me? Professor. Oh. Will be so we can ask another question. Okay, so maybe we'll provide also here. We'll ask regarding the what some of the latest smart farming technology in they have proven efficiency in increasing yield and also the efficiency in agriculture. So maybe Prof and also the field can answer this question.
Yeah, I can answer this. Okay. Actually, we need technology to make sure increase the productivity and income of farmers. Okay. And we also to make sure our food security index increase. Okay, so use a smart farming. So many times for smart farming, one is to increase productivity. Okay, where we use a precision farming and AI now. Okay, how it's work? Okay, precision agriculture, we use GPS, drone as Dr. Mas mentioned, IoT, big data, blockchain. Actually, it's used to monitor crop soil moisture, nutrient level, and also we use AI-driven analytics for what? Try to optimize planting time, reducing waste. Okay, that's what is increase productivity. What's the impact? Okay, actually, using the AI precision farming, we can increase to 20 to 30% of the higher yield. Okay, which will improve what we are doing smart, intelligent, so we can precise the use of the fertilizer and water. For example,
In India, AI powers advisories help farmers increase soybean yield by 25%. It's very good in increase production. So, as a policy, we need to subsidize more on the sensor operation and give the training to farmers. Okay, other thing is try to using smart farming to facing the climate change impact. Means that it's a climate resilient. Example, natural disaster drought. We need to use a smart irrigation. So using the smart irrigation can reduce water use. For the water is very scarce, so we need to use it very precise. So in back, for example, Ethiopia can cut the water users use usage 50%. So that's why the AI or precision farming is reduced. So policy or government need to use this to make sure they can give the rates or jobs to the farmers to adopt this technology. There are many things, but I personally very first.
Thank you so much. Maybe Dr. want to speak for this smart agriculture.
Thank you. I think very well. So basically what I can just say one of the very successful method is precision agriculture, like project solution now. I try to what is the precision agriculture not among them. So basically the precision agriculture is a method for monitor the field, okay, and also it can give you a recommendation how much the input we can apply to the plot. So how it works, as I mentioned, that's not it can be used using review, example, as a data collections, okay, and then based on the map, user or farmers can identify the area where they have outbreak or nutrient deficiency, so they can actually have a first action. Okay, maybe they can apply fertilizer or any pesticide to the asset allocation. So basically, in irrigation farming, we always talk about 3 R's, like right location, right input, and right time. So basically, traditional way farmers can apply the input as a method applications. But when we use the recommendation map from the precision agriculture, we know where the exactly area that we have to put it into. So it actually reduce the input itself, reduce the cost, and at the same time, it's protect the environment because we didn't use the high chemical input as a fertilizer and fertilizer and pesticide. So I think at least I can based on the teacher, I can say that based on my experience also, it can increase the 10% of the yield productivity when we use the smart agriculture irrigation technology.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. So, we learned that actually in modernized way, we have improved a lot compared to the traditional, like maybe from the environmental control, modernized agriculture farming. I think this is one of the very, very big sites. Maybe for next question, please, for Mama.
Okay, Prof, can you hear me? Okay, Prof. Maybe for question towards Prof, how can we ensure that the integration of smart technologies align with the principle of sustainable farming and also environmental conservation?
This the question for me, huh? Hello.
Yes, Prof. Can you hear my question?
Okay. We are know in terms of the sustainability, we have so many challenges on the how to use the smart technology, information technology, and the how to make what we call as regional. I just said that this we need a regional ASEAN or something like that about the food stock, food security system. That's because no one in the world today, even on the regional, that we can produce our food, our solely. So we need collaborate with the regional from the Thailand to Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, to the Philippines. And because of the technology today, we can deal with the system. We should try to create the sovereignty of our regional food, because when we just only talking about our national security food, a national system, even also on the business sector, is not really adequate anymore dealing with the international problem on the food security system. That is then because of the technology, increasing on the technology, information technology, computerized and smart agriculture, so we can reach and much more fast and also much more effective when we have the network on the regional, including I think maybe also with the Australia or some kinds of the also from the India, that we should create this network. This was our suggestion. Or the second is we also should have what we call is the knowledge management system. Yeah, because even palm oil is quite good in Malaysia, maybe durian in Thailand, in Indonesia to rice or something like that. In Vietnam, coffee. We should have the knowledge management system, because we should have the efficiency on the research, not on also efficient on the business sector. And then for the last one is about the mobility of our human resources, particular for the researcher, businessman, or the food. So this is, I think, three issues that should we deal with the global food security system, the agriculture system in the future. That's, I think, this all our answer. Thank you.
Wonderful insight. Maybe soalan next question, Prof. Sorry. What are the
Yeah.
challenges in implementing sustainable agriculture practices, and also how can we innovation help to overcome them?
Uh, the first problem of our agriculture structure in the Southeast Asia, from the Thailand to the Timor-Leste to the Philippines, is the issue of what we call land grabbing, and also the smallholder farmers, and also the inefficiency in terms of the horizontal and vertical integration. We are still have this problem. So we should have create much more efficient system that's not only on the national issue, but we should have the network. Maybe, for example, coffee, they are quite good in Vietnam. Durian is very good in Thailand, and palm oil in Indonesia and Malaysia. We should cooperate how to make much more efficient to the system. This is the our problem. And with the information technology, with the technology today, it is very potential to create the system. That's why we should dealing with the problem. I think it's all. Also, when we want to connectivity from the smallholder farmers to the industry, food industry, also we still have problems. And we also see when we come to the Thailand, we come to the Indonesia, come to the Malaysia, we still also have so many wet market. This is also the other problem when the system is not really efficient. I think if we still based on the traditional supply chain system, that is, I think, my opinions.
We go with the next questions, which the policymaker and also the ensuring food security. So ensuring food security is not just about increasing productivity, it's also about strong policy, reliable infrastructure, and also management. National technology alone is actually not enough. It must be started by environment frameworks, because I think from Prof. also mentioned about the policy and also the system itself, and also from Professor Martha, Professor Dr. also mentioned about the system also. So, what are I think the success of smart and also sustainable agriculture relies heavily on the next generation. So, for Professor maybe for answering this question, what role does innovation actually in agriculture technology play in achieving long-term food security globally and also regionally? Okay, actually, I think
Hello.
is the quality. So in agriculture, in the supply chain, we using the blockchain. You know the blockchain became used as a food tracing system, using the data so we can track produce from farm to shelf. So in other things is we use IoT to enable storage, cold storage, so it can prevent the spoilage. So we can use the AI or smart technology in that way. And I can say that the impact is not Malaysia, however, Nigeria is a very a problematic country with the problems in agriculture. So Nigeria can reduce cost of resources. Okay, by 40%, they using a solar powered home. So they can use the IoT in what's the supply chain activity. And then, other than that, the role of the smart technology is to empower the smallholders. Smallholders is the farmers. Okay, by 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 educate them through digital agriculture extension services. So they not go direct to farm or field meets the farmers. However, they using the digital now. And instead, they can use the whatever technology or tools or kinds of the smart technology, they can educate the farmers to understand it. So they use mobile apps, they use SMS, weather alerts, so they can help farmers to avoid crop losses. They can give a connection for farmers to market. So many things. So by that, they can increase the small bonus system by 10%. So, for example, in the COVID age last 3 or 4 years ago, so they using a digital extension. They give the advice to farmers through the IT. They're using smart technology. So that's one thing.
Okay, thank you so much about the insights about the smart technology. I think after COVID-19, actually we have improved a lot in smart agricultural technologies because nowadays farmers are more improved in using IoT and also smart farming, and I think this is going prominent. So not only in Malaysia, but also in Indonesia and also Thailand itself. Maybe for next question, maybe to any panelists, how can actually the smart agriculture contribute to the national food sovereignty and also reduce the dependency on imports? Because Malaysia itself, I think there's several foods that we import from other countries, maybe from Indonesia or Thailand, or maybe both Malaysia and Pertanian. Want to answer these questions?
For the members in Prof. Mangku and Dr. Kamantip, maybe about the question is how can smart culture contribute to national food sovereignty and also reduce the dependency on imports? Maybe Dr. Kamantip or Prof. Mangku have insights about these questions.
Yeah, please. Come on, Tip. Comment it, please.
Can you repeat, please?
The question is, how can smart agriculture contribute to national food sovereignty and also reduce the dependency on import? Maybe from the industry perspective from Dr. Kamanti, maybe.
So you mean how the smart agriculture?
Yes.
I don't really clear about the question. Can you repeat it again?
The question related to smart agriculture contribute in the national food sovereignty and also reduce the dependency on import. Maybe from industry, from industry perspective, how the smart agriculture actually contributes.
Well, for the smart agriculture, definitely contribute to the food security and industry, because as long as we consume, we provide less work, but then we get more. I mean, for the concept of the smart agriculture, we do less and we get more. As we have Thailand 4.0 about the concept of smart agriculture. So I believe that as we the as the young innovator grow, we will have more food security in the future using smart agriculture. Yeah, thank you.
Technology, we as the youth will maybe develop towards the smart farming and also the farmers in the future. Maybe this question will next generation farmers as an agri innovator will be the really successful smart and also sustainable agriculture. So their education, I think maybe because majority of our activities, the involvement are essential. So for maybe members of the group, for the clinic or the that's actually the important is agricultural education and youth development involvement in advancing smart farming practices, especially among rural communities. Thank you, Sophia. So, I believe here we have a lot of
young students, right? So it's really related to all of you here. So as a educator and you're advocate in the field of agriculture, I believe that the future of farming is not about growing crops, okay? And it's about growing people, okay? The next generation of agri innovators will shape how we feed the world in the face of climate challenges, because now we have a lot of issues on climate change, right? And also the urbanizations, okay? And also the limited resources. Okay, so all what the Prof just mentioned is really in terms of usage of smart farming, and especially involvement with the young generations. Okay, so this is why agriculture education and youth empowerment are not optional but essentially essential. Okay,
Thank you so much, Dr. Maybe for Dr.
Doctor, for the question is how actually the importance of agricultural education and youth involvement in advancing smart farming practices, especially among rural communities.
Well, for the importance of the agriculture studied, I think first, as as my experience, first we have to change the other people perspective that study agriculture is going to do farmer at the end of the study, because like for my own experience, when I go to study for agriculture, everyone said, oh, you're gonna do farmer later, but then it's actually we can do more than that. We study more than that for agriculture, and the agricultural education and the youth involvement. If we, how can I say, provide much more good information and knowledge for them to in terms of agriculture, they can have they can be more empowered in doing advanced technology using in agricultural field. So I think the next thing is about the bridging the digital divide is the main problem in the rural communities, would be the main barrier to access the quality of education and up-to-date agricultural knowledge. That's why the youth need to know more about agricultural and technologies. So in Thailand, we also have like the Young Smart Farmer program that has been launched by the Department of Agricultural Extensions to address the declining number of the young farmer in farming in Thailand. So the target of this program is 17 to 45 years old. Yeah. And the aim of this program is to promote financial independence and encourage the adoption of innovative and smart farming method, and also to retain youth in agriculture. Thank you. What about other countries? Do they have this kind of project?
Yeah. Like, I can also answer. Thank you. We are in Indonesia try to change the curricula and the name of the Faculty of Agriculture that's much more meet with the lifestyle of the young generations, because of course agriculture all science but still matters, I think, because this is the cute issue also in the world. We changed our university image about the agriculture, not only image but also curricula, also the name of the faculty. And I'm also the secretary of the forum for the dean of the agriculture around Indonesia. We have like the small forum or association like that, and I'm the secretary. And we try to change the names, of course, still agriculture, but we want to much more with the bio-industrial sectors, not only agriculture as the old science, but also from the agro-industrial. This is the first strategy. For the second, we are lucky because we're growing with the palm oils and also with the biodiesel industry. Some kinds also we try to diverse with the ecotourisms and so on. That it is also become much more attract the young generation come to the agricultural faculty. This is we don't not only thinking about the image but also the curricula, also for the opportunity when they are come to the labor to the market labor. So this is also we have almost same with the Thailand, that we have a special program for the youngs. Even we also send young farmers around the world to study the Netherlands and America, some also for the Japan. So we try to dealing the situation with the changes on the our perspective, our technology, our image, and but we also dealing with the labor market. I think that is two kinds, and also we know that the system of the learning of the young people today is not like me in the 20 years ago. So
Exactly.
this is that's why when you come to the Indonesia in Brawijaya University, we try to make much more comfortable for the young. Then sometimes they are, yeah, this is the pattern of the study. We should change not only about the system but also image, also for the labor market. This is that's why I just promote we should have the regional networks to make whole to increasing the image of the agricultural faculty on the regional, that we can dealing with the situation. Thank you.
So I have one more
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
Since I graduated from Japan,
Yeah.
so in Japan, they call the Faculty of Agriculture as the Graduate School of Biological Science.
Yeah.
And for my graduate degree, they call it Graduate School of Integrated Science for Life. So
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
how can I say, the perspective of people would be differently.
Yep.
And also, one more thing I would like to add is in our faculty here, I mean, Taksin University, they have so many students. I mean, mainly of the students who study agriculture, they mostly come from the agricultural parentage. And
Yep.
I think if they can really earn more knowledge and get good job, they can be a really good youth innovator in the future. I hope so.
Yeah, I will. This is quite different with the Indonesia, because you can imagine that we are live in Malang, but 20% of our students come from the Jabodetabek, surround Jakarta. This is quite different because people come from the big city, they come to Brawijaya University. This is quite different. Common thing, but the we got students from the big city, from Jakarta surround, and then Medan, and also from the South Sulawesi, from the Makassar. This is quite different. I think over the last 10 years, I think we have students from the city. Yes, that's all.
Oh, sorry, we take so long time here.
facing this the less youth participating in agriculture in Malaysia. Not only Malaysia, but other countries like Japan, Korea. So what we need to do is to attract them participate in agriculture sector. Actually, they have a paradigm looking agriculture as a dirty, dangerous. The concept is not right. So using the smart technology, we try to attract them because using the smart technology not only enhance the productivity of agriculture, however they can less the works, can less the burdens, can make less time, energy, save the energy. So using the smart farming, hopefully we can attract the youth to participate in the agriculture sector. So we need to change their paradigm. That's the importance. And then we need also change the perspective, negative perspective of the community of the Malaysian citizens about agriculture. We say that agriculture is not a good work, it's not have popular the big income like looking as lawyer, engineer, or doctor. So they need to change their mind. They need to understand that agriculture have many roles, need to face many challenges before it's put to them. And then they need to encourage the youth, agriculture youth in Malaysia to involve in agriculture. We need the youth to lead agriculture in the future. If not, if we depend on the technology, it's not okay because 20% is technology. However, 80% is the human resource. Human resource need to manage the technology to make sure the agriculture is excellent. That's for me.
Okay, thank you so much for the comment. Is there anything to add from the community and also from so based on the Malaysian perspective, like UPM, we actually have a new program called International Smart Farming. So this program is actually specifically focused on smart farming students that they take until they graduate, they actually can implement whatever they learn in agriculture, especially to implement the smart agriculture in the plantations. So basically, this program is actually focusing on use of the advanced technology. We have a subject like robotic, okay, and also remote sensing and GIS drones. So this actually give the opportunity to the young students to explore more about the advanced technology and use all these knowledge and skill to implement with the plantations from there. And also, I would like to also emphasize here, our government also initiative open the grants, okay, especially for the young entrepreneur to apply. It's up to 10% for open up the farming project. So this is the opportunity to the young generation and also for the community in rural area want to involve the agriculture, but they didn't have enough fund, and they can actually apply this grant from the government. So, for example, recently we and went to virtual to introduce the smart farming, like the drone technology, to the rural area. So they actually interested about the technology, and this is how we actually go involved in it. And one thing I want to add is, from who just now mentioned about the ecotourism, I also really agree with that because I also have a friend who involved with the watermelon farm, and she actually young farmers that have an idea to do ecotourism where users or buyer can go to the farm app, pick up the watermelons, like right. So this is something that can be attractive to the young youth involved in the agriculture. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that. This is very insightful for the youth information. Maybe the next question is related to what are the challenges the industry and maybe the educators itself to educate the involvement of youth, like what are the things that they face to enhance the interest towards the youth. Maybe to shift the paradigms that what are the youth thoughts of agriculture itself. Maybe from the next question.
Maybe for the panelists, for the question is, what are actually the challenges faces by the educator itself, or maybe the industry that you've involved for advocating the youth involvement in farming and also smart agriculture, and to shift from the old paradigm stigma that agriculture is this, agriculture is backdated, but actually we are more into the smart farming. Maybe for the educators, what are the challenges to explore towards the youth for the agricultural sectors, maybe?
I think one of them is the digital literacy. Well, as it calls smart agriculture, of course, it's cost higher than the more normal agriculture we did in the past. So this is probably one of the main challenges. And anything else? Infrastructure. As we mentioned, the rural communities and for the well-equipped in terms of smart agriculture is probably difficult. It would be difficult in terms of to construct into the rural communities. That's what my opinion. What about Mengu, Professor Mengu?
Yeah, I think the end of all of the smart agriculture how to attract for the young people is we should talking about the benefit, financial independence. Yes, when the agricultural sector have a potential to make image for the farmer, not like here for Indonesia, for example, is poor or something like that. That's when we can create money from the system. It will be very, very attractive for the young people. And that's why I tend to talking about the smart agriculture will improve the efficiency, will improve on the plot efficiency, less effort, big output. And that is because of the efficiency. Will be benefit also for the food industry. And then for the food industry, they also will attract the benefit not only on the plot but also for the market system. When the supply chains from the plot to the supermarket to the industry, food industry, and then come to the customer, and then just the cycle become the bigger, and then when the young people enter to the system and they have got wealthy, I think this is the core of the smart agriculture system. We improve the efficiency, and then we can improve the market, and then we can improve the industry and attract young people come to this system that we call the agribusiness, not only on the on farm but also on the off farm, on the network of supply chains. And when we see in Indonesia, for example, 10 from the wealthiest guys in Indonesia, they come from the agriculture, from the palm oil, from the coconuts plantation, from the sugar cane. Also, one of the biggest, the richest people also, and they have the paddy industry. But when the thinking about the industry, not only how to plant something in the field, but also all of the system. This the I think smart agriculture will deal with the efficiency and business prosperity on the agriculture sector. That's all.
It's by the educators to the youth involvement. Here, actually in Malaysia, we have many schools, program that offer the course in agriculture. And for sure, because we're going to digital era, so we try to provide a program that involves this smart technology. So the students, the graduated from the smart agriculture technologies program, they can involve or they can doing their agriculture sector using the technologies. So we try to produce more students to be a good agro technology diplomas, not the common or conventional farmers. We try to produce the student who can handle, who can manage the technology in their farming. But the challenges is sometimes is the, as I said, as I mentioned before, it's about perspective. We try very hard, especially in University of Malaysia, to produce the program that when the student with technology, hopefully they can use in agriculture and improve or develop agriculture sector. However, if their perspective is not okay, their reject or their reluctant to study in agriculture. Because the agriculture is playing with the nature. Okay, we have the technology, but we also need the human resource to use the mind to manage the technology and also the environment factors. So the problem is not it's about the technology, but it's the behavior also. So that's the challenges to the universities and governments to attract the youth to involve in agriculture or study in agriculture. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for the very insight over the challenges faced by the maybe
I have one more thing to add. So I think one of the other challenges is aging farmer. So those who, I mean, indigenous farmer, they would be not so open-minded about a smart agriculture, which is the youth innovator would introduce. I think this is probably the big issue, isn't it? What about other countries?
Yeah, it's almost same, almost same, almost same. In the rural area, in the remote area, for the yeah, the old generation, they are not really. But I think also the other issue is how to incorporate the smallholder farmer and to modernize what we call is too much more industrialist system with the smart agriculture, with the smart technology, because when the system still like in Thailand or like in Indonesia, people with the small herders, and then it's quite difficult. We should incorporate cooperation farmer or something like that. And in Indonesia also, central government, I think, focus on this issue too. And they call it merah putih cooperation for the farmer, something like that. To yeah, when you old and then you have land, okay, send to the cooperation, and then we will make your land much more profitable, something like that. That is simple.
doing the agriculture for many years, and then suddenly we want to come and introduce something that not really familiar to them. So this is really challenging. So this is how the youth should go. So to bring the fish from the modern agriculture to all the farmers. Okay, so I think in Malaysia we try to solve these challenges by introducing the agriculture at the young age. For example, in school, they also do a lot of agriculture activities, agriculture competitions for the secondary school, primary schools. Okay, and now it goes to the of course university. Okay, so this is how we can actually slowly introduce the benefits of the smart agriculture. And again, agriculture is always related to our economy. Okay, so the main economy in Malaysia or in our country is actually reliable on the agriculture itself. So when the young generation understand this, they will be very interested to involve with the smart farming and try to do the agriculture because they have their creativity and they have some also have their idea how to improve the agriculture because they know the profit from that. Right. So I think that's some of the solution to this challenge.
Thank you so much for thinking about maybe the involvement of the youth is actually direct from the school itself. Maybe we need to introduce about the involvement for agriculture sector, not specific to smart agriculture, but also overall for agribusiness and also others. Maybe for the next question for the panelists, what advice would you give to students and also young innovators who want to contribute to the future of the food security through smart agriculture? So for the panel in the smart StreamYard,
The question will be, what advice will you give to the students and young innovators who want to contribute to the future of food security through smart agriculture? Maybe for the panelists.
So I think first you have to get to know what you want to do in life for now. Like how would you, and second, how would you positioning yourself in the next 5 years? Like in my case, I know since I was like, since I was young that I want to teach. I wanted to be a teacher earlier, and now I became a professor. So first, I have my Japanese friend, and I always wonder like how can Japan train their people to have such a mindset. So I asked one of my friends, why did you study agriculture? And he told me like, well, I think study agriculture, I can contribute something to the world, at least food security. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I think the best advice would be just know what you want to do in life and how do you positioning yourself. Thank you.
It is me. From my perspective is we need like the entrepreneurships for the young innovators. Of course, they are innovative, can dealing with the technology, and also they have the desire or some kinds of the the motivation to become the farmers, not all the old farmers in term, but we should give for the young generation with the entrepreneurships. Yeah, entrepreneurship, rural entrepreneurship is also the social entrepreneurship. This is like one of the our main curricula, because with the entrepreneurship they will change the situations, not only talking about the skill on the agriculture, but also how to make the community on the hobbies, and also with the business network for the young innovator. And we, the university, we should give the, of course, for the curricula, and then also for the government, they give the environment for the entrepreneurship, rural entrepreneurship. That's why also we have the young program special for the rural entrepreneurship. They come, the support from the central government, local governments. Even today also with the university, we have the agricultural entrepreneurship, student entrepreneurship. We give the small loan for the student to create the business, and then we recognize it as the final exam, or final when they will finish the degree, what we call is thesis or something like that. So we should change the paradigm. Business not as usual, but as an entrepreneur, and then we change for the system, like the common tips say that we contribute to the food security or something like that. Okay, this is good, and this is also become proud, but we should come as an entrepreneurship, and then we can financial independent, and we can contribute more to the society, contribute to the our nations. And also I think we also should thinking about contribute minimal also from the regional food system, regional agricultural business from the ASEAN. I think this is we are quite lack of this issue from the Thailand to the Philippines, East Timor. We should thinking, because when we I live in the Europe before that, European Union tried to make much more clear about this agricultural system, and we are still behind Southeast Asia. We should thinking about the system and the Southeast Asia, because when the system is quite big, become the industry, and then we will attract automatically from the young people come to this sector. I think this we should thinking after. And for the system need young innovator. You are will lead this issue, and will contribute more to the our society on the Southeast Asia. I think this is. Thank you.
Questions. See, it's not as a farming, right? So you are not just working with the soil, okay? You are working with the solution of communities features, okay? So secondly, we can embrace the technology, right? We can learn how to operate drone, for example. What is the technology start farming that can attract the youth, okay, to learn, okay, and also with the combination of the digital tools like IoT, mobile app, it will create the whole speed of the smart farming system. So agriculture today is interdisciplinary, right? So we also can call ourselves savvy youth, uniquely positioned to lead on it. So if all the expertise work together, we can actually improve more in terms of innovation. Because if only agriculture work alone, we cannot go further by using the advanced technology. So that's why we can actually have different expertise to work together to improve the smart agriculture. Okay, and thirdly, I think it's like Prof. mentioned about the business. Okay, anything we need to start with the ventures that bring innovation to life and serve farmers, and that makes the system more resilient and inclusive. Okay, and I think finally we can actually together with the institution like UPM, educators, industries, okay, to invest in the youth. Okay, so it's just not one of the students, like even in UPM, we have a lot of activities related to the agriculture. Even in agriculture, we do a lot of mitigation system, for example, hydroponic. And now, people in college, even though the student is not involved in agriculture course, they also can have the experience to do the mitigation, for example. So, it's actually big to the knowledge transfer to the students, how to overcome the food security right now, right? And because of the smart agriculture, it's not about the smart foods, it's about the smart people using them with purpose, passions, and vision. I think that's very good. Thank you so much not including new involvement, but also the group understanding of the smart agriculture. Maybe the next question is related to replacement, because nowadays a lot after we enter in the advancements in technology, then some of the old farming methods and also old methods that the farmers get didn't use and also can be replaced. So how advanced for Malaysia and other countries that some of the maybe before this, it is sufficient or maybe relevance, but how far that the relevance may change in the future, and also how of the change may also include the youth involvement in their future. Maybe for the families and also.
Some of the traditional methods that need to be replaced to the new technology. So the youth also, maybe some of the old farmers methods, and also some of the farmers maybe for the agricultural old farming will be replaced. So how are the perspective, like maybe after in the future, maybe a new jobs or opportunities to the youth for towards this smart agriculture as we advance in technology. Maybe for the floor.
Pardon, can you repeat? I cannot hear you. Still cannot hear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
It's okay. I will maybe answer. Can you hear me, Dr. Kamati and Prof. Mangku?
Yes.
yeah.
Maybe I will ask. Yes. Okay. About the question is, how about the advance as we in advances and the smart culture, agriculture technology? How about the old job from the old traditional method will be replaced, and also if they were replaced with a new technology or new job opportunities, what are the new job opportunities and also involvement of youth towards the smart agriculture technologies?
So I think the traditional agriculture would be the same, but it's probably minimize the number. Of course, minimize the number of the shops. But anyway, they're gonna be the new startup, even their own traditional agricultural too, something like that. They definitely have the next generation who gonna inherit the business. So they might introduce themselves as a smart agricultural tool into their business. And then I think the possibility of the new job in smart agriculture would probably someone who has the troubleshooting skill and can deal with the cutting edge technologies. So in the now technology is already like it's something, it's a must, that's something need to know. Yeah.
Hello, this is for my perspective, new technology. This is very, very important, of course, but be careful with the issue of the, of course, they will improve the job, but on the other side, also the potentially losing some job for the traditional way. And then also we still have challenge on the environmental issue. Sometimes when we use the technology, this is we will what we like not really fit with the environmental issue because of the some using of the chemical or something like that. Even with the smart farming, when we don't have the good formula. What the third one is about the quality of the food also. When we get sometimes the smart agriculture, we still should improve our quality, because even food still the best food is come from the natural. When the smart, of course, they will improve, but sometimes for the quality, this is we still have the problem dealing with is losing job for the traditional way, and then environmental issue, and then also the quality. But with the technology, we can improve, of course. And then for the last one, the first issue is we should thinking about the how to make this technology as suitable for our agricultural structure. That's all, I think. But we still have the future for our smart agriculture and technology. Thank you.
Okay, if maybe we want to replace the old traditional or conventional technology into the smart uh, technologies. But however, we're facing with many difficulties and challenges. One is about the costing to involve with the digital technology. I think it's take a cost. And then to it's about the training or about the education of the farmers to change their practices to take the time. So we have many challenges. One is we provide the infrastructure facility relating to the broadband, relating to the what's internet connectivity. If we can overcome on that, it's okay. But we positively thinks that one day within 10 or 5 years we can change many things from the conventional to the modern technology. Take an example like drone usage in penny farming. Last 10 or 15 years ago, you use a manual labor. Okay, after we introducing the drones, so it's take a time, almost 10 years. Then almost 90% of the penny farmers start using the drone for fertilization and pesticide spraying. So we looking on that like before in 1960, 70, they tried to introduce the tractor in penny farming. However, many of the farmers were reluctant to use it. However, after they know the benefit of the mechanization, they start using it until 100% of the operation of the farm using the mechanization. So that in this case, digital farming or smart farming technologies, one day they will change it. However, we need to provide benefits. We need to make sure they are successful in the digital farming. And I say this about the infrastructure, about the facility, and then about how we need to educate them to adopt the technology. We need to make sure public-private partnership, like farmers with the company, the government, company or government with the farmers, working together to adopt the technology. And then make sure we give continuously education to the farmers. Not from school, however, we call this adult for them to keep and then learning about the technology So one day they will change into the smart technologies in their family. Thank you so much for beautiful. Okay, so smart agriculture doesn't eliminate the traditional jobs. Okay, it's actually transform them to the smart agriculture. How we can use the smart agriculture for the future, right? So we slowly, for example, in labor intensive, traditionally we use the traditional method for weeding, spraying, but now we replace using the drone, right? So that's another job and the opportunity for the farmers, okay? And also managing IoT system, integrating data, dashboard. The work shift from the physical to digital. So we move from the paper-based to the digital-based, okay? So meaning that you can say like from master to mindset, okay? And second one is about the job evaluation, like not job loss, but for example, I can give very famous job like pilot roles, okay? Not necessarily become popular for the young generation. So to fly the drone, you have to have a skill and also the license. So this is another job opportunity for the modern farmers or young farmers get involved with smart agriculture. So we actually look at new area, how to say, new technology, okay, to help in the monitoring, okay, and it can also become the supervisor for the data analysis for the crop health, okay, and this job is actually can give a very high income because not all the farmers or skilled worker can do this. They should have knowledge, economics, and also the technology. So they should have a very skilled experience to do that. And also it will increase the efficiency when we use the smart technology, of course, and then create a new job like drone technicians. Okay, when we fly the drone, we have to maintain the drones. So that's another job. And also the IoT developers. So now we use a lot of that. Even now the young generation like to play with the apps. So they actually can use the app for agriculture applications. Okay, and data consultants, mobile designer for farmers. Okay, because now even all the farmers have the smartphone. So how we can help farmers to get the information or to help them to collect the data and the field in digital base, right? And also can upskill their knowledge from the traditional farmers to the modern farmers. Okay, so I think that's my point.
Thank you so much. So based on what we can conclude, actually, it's not about replacing the old one, but they will pursue the new technology or also job, but also to create more jobs for the youngsters nowadays. Better jobs for them. Yes. So maybe the last question before we end the Q&A session. Does our region ready technologically, politically, and also socially for smart farming revolution? Maybe for
The question will be, does our region ready technologically, politically, and also socially for a smart farming revolution? So this will be the last question before entering the Q&A session.
Komatif for me. I think for the smart agriculture need political will because it needs, like Komatif said, that we need investments. The issue of the investment on the first time that sometimes for the regular bank or for the regular investor, I'm sure that is not really want to invest on the smart agriculture with the Q technology, with the long benefit break even point. So that we should have the political willingness to goodwill from the governments. And then also we should dealing with the consumer culture. That's because if you eat the food come from the smart agriculture, come from more friendly environmental products, so we will improve our quality of life, also improve our national economy, and then also for the skill of the business. Smart agriculture needs skill to meet with the markets, and then also we should improve most invest on the how to improve the skill of our farmer, our young farmer, and everyone want come to the smart agriculture. This is all need the political will from the governments, also support commitment from the bank on the financial system industry, also from the consumer. On the last, they are consume our product, and they are should know that we are trying to create the technology, friendly environment, efficient, and also for the future of our economics. So that is all. I think the commitment and goodwill from the government is also very important for this issue. Thank you.
So in terms of Thailand, our smart agriculture is mainly, the problem is the low budget. So we use the organic agriculture and the lettable material that available nearby, and then also is about the combined agriculturals to use the land efficiently, as well as the agroforestry and the mix of, in one area we can do fisheries, forestry, no, I mean horticulture and field crop.
Like for the
So
integrated
I
now.
think in terms of the challenge, in terms of are we ready for that politically, it's get back to the government. We need more support about the budget in terms of the how can I say, equalities, to distribute the same amount of money into all provinces, and the digital literacy. Maybe we may need more training into the rural communities, and also the growing technological ecosystem and increase social engagement to address how can I say, to address how can I say, to overcome this smart agricultural issues. Sorry, I feel so confusing.
So, two ways of these issues. They choose what's is about readiness, whether we are ready or not. Actually, through my study, about the intention to adopt the smart or digital farming, almost 50% of them are ready. How about, however, ready or not ready, to do want to participate using the digital technologies in their farming, they also need the skill of management. Okay, that's very important because they have technology, but now they want to make sure the technology can give them the efficiency and production. So they need to have a management skill in manage the organization, manage the technology, manage the labor, manage the operation, manage the marketing and financial. So that if we give them technology, so they will handle it. The readiness is must. However, other skill also needed. Thanks for you. Yes, I agree with Rob. Our region is actually progressive. Okay. So I just go to the social part. The younger generation is more open to smart technology, right? So but there is still resistance among the traditional farmers. So the revolution is possible, but it requires a collaborative ecosystem like policy push, technology access, like policy we have infrastructure, and also for farmer training, we have to do a training like transfer of the technology to the rural farmers, for example, and also the community engagement. So I think our region is being progressive. Plus, we are ready to go full swing.
Thank you so much, Prof. And also the statement. Also, all the panelists about this issue. So the readiness based on the understanding is not about one-sided only. We need to involve all the participants to involve in the political science and the students, educators for educated the farmers. It's not about on the one-sided issues. So maybe we have reached to the end of our forum and we enter the Q&A section. So for the Q&A session, there are several questions from members of the floor. So maybe for the first question from the student from the computer science itself, it's related to what the panelists maybe. The question would be, as a computer student, science student, let's say if I have a smart idea or app for farming, is there any specific places that I can, which places that I need to go? So what are the plan and to propose, for example, maybe for the panelists in the internet.
The question is, I'm a computer science student. Let's say if I have a smart idea or app for farming, are there any specific places that I can ask or maybe propose? Does the panel hear my questions? The question will be, if I'm a computer student, let's say if I have a smart idea or app for farming, is there any specific places that I can go or maybe propose? Maybe.
Now, sorry, but we have to work with many expertise, like IT students, agronomists. So if you have the idea to do an apps for the agriculture apps, so you want to sell this. So you can go to the, for example, the Department of Agriculture, maybe, or any agency related to agriculture to introduce your apps. And then you also can give a try for that and give a user try how they can actually improve their management by using your app. So this is something that you can think how you can introduce your app, because you can develop that, but you need to ask the users what they want to put in the apps, because I also have some research on developing the apps. So we always give questionnaire or get some feedback from the users how to improve the app. So that our apps is actually benefits to the users, especially farmers, and we also can improve time to time based on the requirement of the users. That's one of them.
Thank you so much for that. Maybe from the we take the question, maybe from Indonesia and also the Thailand. The question here, the question on the screen. I'm a computer science student. Let's say if I have a smart idea for app farming, so how will you can get to help the development market? Maybe for Indonesia and also Thailand.
Maybe for Indonesia and Thailand, if there's the science student or computer science student, if they have like a smart idea or app for farming, are there any places, maybe for Thailand or Indonesia, that I can get help it for development of it and also maybe for spread it, for example?
So in Thailand, I mean, for the Thaksin University, they have the special, how can I say, special institute inside the university. If you have the creative idea, you can just go and propose to them, and they're gonna advise you to go to the expertise professor who is expertise in that field, so you can implement that idea later with the professor, and then they get some budget from the institution, that institution as well. We call it science park in Thaksin University.
Maybe for Pemangku.
I think we can work with the computer science on the improving our financial technology on term of the investment of our farmer with the smart farmer. This is the main issue where we're talking before, that we need the smart also investment for the smart farming and financial technology. One of the solution we can use to improve our environmental and agricultural business. And then for the other is about community markets, regional community market. We still need, even because with the technology, with the information technology, we can create the community market that farmer can sell to the customer directly with the special system. And of course we already have, but sometimes it's not really efficient, and this still challenge for the computer science, also from the agribusiness science, to create the community market hedging, something like that system. Also with the fire threat issue also, and the special issue, geographic issue, and also with the what we call the community support agriculture also. We need so many apps who to promote, who to support the technology on the plot, and then to the supply chain, even also for the customer, because we also must be dealing today with the food waste around the world. We have problem also with the food waste. We can produce effective, but we still have so many waste also. This is our problem. So so many field can we collaborate from the Faculty of Agriculture with the agricultural student, with the computer science student, to create so many app to support the environment of the smart agriculture science today, to become much more practical on the field and also beneficial for the actors. I think that's thank you.
The community from production students from home, maybe collaborating with the Institute of Technology like computer, for example. That's very needed, this institute, because for advancement of smart technology, the computer was and also the student from the Bachelor of Agriculture was need to be collaborated together. Maybe we can open a new elective course to the student from agriculture, so they can understand very much about it. So the next question, maybe from the YouTube, we are the next question. How smart agriculture can affect the food security in Southeast Asia? Maybe for the governments about this question.
Smart agriculture actually can give positive effect, not negative one. Okay, but maybe some part of the negative effect is about because we use a lot of data, provide the data, we use big data to run smart farming. So negative effect is only on data providing. Okay, not the physical, not the data of maybe at the farm or the farming, the farm, the data of the income, data of the production. So the privacy is the problem. How we can protect our data and it was used by, yeah. So that's the negative effect. But almost all this technology gives a positive effect to the food security. Why I said that because we need to use the technologies smart to make the productivity efficient. So we need smart technologies to make sure land usage is very efficient. And also we can predict the weather, predict the climate change. And then also we can track the traceability of the produce and agriculture. If then from wrong, for example, in online or what's bacteria infection, we can trace everything. So they give many good things with us, but the challenges is maybe from my part is about the policy. How government support the farmers, how government encourage the company, private sector to to come involved to develop agriculture using the smart farming, the smart technologies. That is problem. So we need more investment. Okay, the government need to invest more to make sure facility the infrastructure is okay to adopt the technology among the farmers. Maybe in terms of the financial, maybe in terms of the infrastructure. Yeah.
So, maybe for other countries, maybe Dr. Me, I also agree with this because it's actually of course the impact okay, for the food security, okay, especially in Southeast Asia. So basically, it's can increase the productivity of course, like for just mentioned, how when we use the smart agriculture like IoT, using sensors, so they can optimize the input and irrigation, for example, fertilizer, and it will result in higher crop yields. So it's not about a lot of input we apply, but it's about how optimal input we actually apply to the crop. So it will give the higher productivity. And of course, the efficiency, the resources used, like smart agriculture can help reduce the waste and also the water, the energy, and now we move to the solar panel, we move to the green technology. So it will be sustainable agriculture and also the cost effective. And like what we mentioned about the early problem detection, so we can use this kind of technology to detect the early detection, early warning, for example, like first outbreak. So before it goes very damage or the area, we can actually do some actions like do the treatments, okay, and also we can do some support from the small farmers. Why access the mobile apps like the students mentioned as well, we can actually involve with the digital platform, okay, and also can marketing the any input agriculture from the small models because as you know now we have a broader of marketing. So by using the digital platform, we can actually improve in terms of the marketing for the small models. Maybe for the last question, maybe from the audience, is there any questions on the floor towards our panelists? Maybe in the YouTube or also on the floor in front of everyone this morning. Is there any question you want to ask the panelists? Is there any question from the floor or maybe from the keep the sun foods on the list.
Pardon?
Maybe we can ask question from the wiki. Just now maybe I have this question from the wiki that has this. Okay, so the third question to come and also from Marco. In your opinion, how can we attract and retain youth in agriculture, especially in areas where urban migration is common?
Question for Dr. Kamuntip and also Prof. Maku. In your opinion, how can we attract and retain youth in agriculture, especially in area where urban migration is common?
So I think in this topic, Professor Mengu has mentioned about the profit of the whatever they have done. The profit should be divided equally first, and then to retain youth in agriculture. I think this is difficult questions. So first, we have to improve the accessibility of technology to the youth and then to the older generation as well. At least if one day let them understand the same thing, and then they would probably continue the smart agriculture by their own or by their parents or anything. So can we attract? Well, what about Professor Mangu?
I think for the first one, I agree with you, commented that if we can make profit on the village everywhere, even on the jungle, on the very remote area, people will come. This is the one point. But the second one is, on the other hand, of course, migration will reduce the labor. But when we can invest on the modern agriculture, that this is no problem. That's why we need farmer cooperation strategy. Okay, people can come to the migrations, but we can invest on the machinery. We can invest on the intensive agriculture, the smart agriculture, and then we will make profit from because even so many people also on the field doesn't matter. There's sometimes also burden for the because they're smallholder farmers. But when we can cooperate with the large area, more than 2,000 hectares or 1,000 hectares, for example, we can make this cute agricultural company. We can produce, we can dealing with the scale, we can dealing with the consumer, we can dealing with the industry. This is, I think, not really problem, but of course, in the developing countries like we are on the Southeast Asia, we need commitment, we need support, because for the first time when we invest to the smart agriculture, we need money, we need support. But we also need skill. We also need structural arrangement on the agricultural business. This is all of our still problem today. Sometimes even in Indonesia, maybe but other places also, for the governments, they have no blueprint how to transform our agricultural sector. They are only thinking about contribution to the GDP, contribution to the poverty, contribution to blah 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 blah. But how to transform our agricultural sector in Indonesia, also on the Southeast Asia, we should cooperate. We should much more engaged together, and we should become the global player for the food market in the world. If only Indonesia, Thailand, or Vietnam, no. I think it's not really enough to compete with. You can imagine the weight from Ukraine to Russia is quite big. Today also, when we not cooperate anymore for palm oil, for example, when we cooperate with the Malaysia and we can dealing with the global markets, we can not we can determine all of the non-tariff. They are come from the developed country, for example, issue environment issue, blah 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 issue, human rights issue. When we are together with the Malaysia, we are stronger. We should increase not only on the palm oil, but also from the durian, for example, dealing with the durian, dealing with the coffee, dealing with the corn, dealing with also horticultural, also some kinds of the product. Not only on the product, but also from the human resources. I think we should have the more close connection, how to efficient the system of the agriculture, knowledge management, as we call clustering, commodity, and the end, Southeast Asia should become the global food player. And we are here. I think this is possible, and we need also regional platform from this issue. I think we need a regional platform that we can doing together there on the business, research, also improving human development and investment. I think that is our opinions, Kamotip and all of the Professor Nur and also the audience.
So one more thing that pop up in my mind is to raise the awareness about the identity. For example, in Pathalung now, we have so many cafes. And the cafe is just to bring out the best product in our province. For example, how can I say in English? We call it saku, and that is handcraft cafe, which produced from this kind of tree, the dyeing garment. So another one is the cafe in the field. I mean the cafe in the garden, and has special activities such as the making pizza and making your own pot or something like that. And this is, I think, one of the most important thing to raise awareness about your identity, your hometown, something like that. Thank you.
Yeah, I will add for the before I talking about the community support agriculture. We should eat for the best one first, and we sell for the best one first too. We eat for the best one for the food, and then also we sell. And that is what we call, we have the local culture everywhere. We should improve. This is our technology to the society, and society care about our culture. And then when we have the access overproduction, we should doing together how to sell from the Thailand to the Philippines, from the to Thailand to the is for the. So when we are corporate, the access, but we should have for the our own culture with our proud, with our specific tom yum. This is nice. And we should doing rendang or nasi kabuli or nasi kandar. So this is our treasure, and then we can sell. Like when last year I think I come to France, and then they are invite us to the very local restaurant, and I'm surprised that Mangku, that our food is our treasure. So this is one of the, also when we come to the other, so or rendang or tom yum or nasi kandar or something like that. When I come to the Kuala Lumpur, the first time I should take from the nasi kandar just behind from the Twin Tower. So this is, I think, community support agriculture, and then when we get access, increasing production, we should together sell to around the world. That is thing from me, command tip, and for the audience. Also to Prof. Nur and the others.
Yeah, the most important thing is the resources,
Yep.
because the marketing can be anywhere now as the
Yep.
smart agriculture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully.
looking for a good income job in industry. Okay, that's happened because youth staying in rural, they don't have a good job in farming, they don't have to land to work for their income generation. So the immigration cases is very, very big at that time. Until now, they trying to have a good things in the country. So to maintain the youth working in agriculture and staying in rural, we need to give them a good amenity, good entertainment, good accessibility, good income so that they can stay in rural. So if we provide that, it's the more what's less the gap between the state and urban state and rural. So that will attract the youth to stay at rural and working in agriculture. But now, most of the rural areas don't have good community. They cannot enjoy or they cannot find the good things. So they want to try to immigrate, emigrate or migrate to the rural, to the urban. So that's why they don't want to have a job in agriculture. So I think for agri-tech, agriculture smart farming can attract, can attract the youth to working in agriculture using the technologies. So what we can do is actually support them. The policy support, the farmer support, and many things. So this right framework, Malaysia can also reduce the import of the food, can boost the resilience, can empower the small farmers. Three things we can use the smart home and the smart schools. It's from me. Thank you. So I agree so basically, most of the points is already think, but I think I just want to add, maybe we can introduce successful story, showcase relatable people who are making money with the family. So let them be ambassador. So if they see someone that then succeed, they will believe it's possible. Okay, so from the kampung boy to the smart class to for example, right? And also, right now, the young generation like to use the social media and digital platform. So, bring the agriculture to where the youth are, like TikTok, Instagram, so encourage content creations around the agriculture lifestyle. How was the growth they share the activities and agriculture activities, the youngest will know and get the influence through the video or social media. And also strengthen the rural infrastructure and lifestyle. Youth migrate for the better lifestyle. So give them a reason to stay. For example, we area have a good internet, things like a co-working space, the leisure community program, and even the company into the smart local township. So, and lastly, I think you can build a supportive ecosystem like mentorship or attachment through the industry, the company, give some advice to youngsters on how they can actually do a good agriculture practice and also to marketing their product. So if you want you to stay in the land, you must give them a reason to stay, to breathe, a platform to grow, and also a topic to prosper in agriculture. So it's actually about the future mindset.
Thank you so much. So as we bring this inspiring discussion to a close, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all four of our esteemed panelists for their time and also insight and expertise. Based on today's dialogue, we highlighted that innovation, policy, sustainability, and youth engagement actually we work hand in hand to secure a resilient and also full secure future for all. It's not about one-sided only. We need to be all of those in policy, political, youth development, and also the industry basis. I think that would be for our on behalf of the organizing community. Thank you all once again for being part of the International AgroForum 2025. So with that, I will take the call for our MC to proceed with the next event.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a token of appreciation for the invaluable insights and knowledge shared by our distinguished